pride of male lions in Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, you just saw there they lost control of the drone, and the lions won. Nice teeth. And in Australia, check out what this mother kangaroo does to this drone when it gets too close to her little ones. Here comes a smackdown. Wait for it. There it is. That drone damaged beyond repair. And finally, to a famous mother here in the U.S. facing her last night of freedom. Real housewife of New Jersey, Teresa Giudice, is set to check into federal prison tomorrow to serve a 15-month sentence for fraud. After she serves, it's her husband Joe's turn to serve 41 months. He also faces potentially being deported back to Italy. And when we come back, could Paul McCartney soon be going the way of Benny Goodman? Who is Benny Goodman? How about
Benny Goodman.
Who is Paul McCartney? A reality check tonight from the nation's younger generation. Finally tonight, it's somewhat of a painful rite of passage. As you get older, when the younger generation
stop recognizing the big stars of your time.
What about those whom we consider timeless legends like, say, Paul McCartney? As ABC's Nick Watt shows us, even Sir Paul apparently isn't immune to the relentless march of time.
Listen and repeat it for your listening comprehension.
It's a lovely song. Kanye West on vocals.
Kanye West on
Paul
vocals.
McCartney tickling the ivories. But Kanye fans are confused. Who is Paul McCartney? This is why I love Kanye, for shining a light on unknown artists. I still don't know who Paul MacArthur is. Probably the greatest songwriter of all time. Are these kids joking? Do you know who Paul McCartney is?
I don't.
Do you know who Paul McCartney is?
Might have heard of her.
Do you know who Paul McCartney is?
Who Paul McCartney?
No, but I've heard that name.
The Beatles are the best-selling band in history. And don't get me started on McCartney's achievements with Wings. Maybe they'll recognize the music, if not the man. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not really.
I want to hold your hand. No?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
This was number one for 7 weeks. Sold 12 million copies.
I'm afraid I'm of an older generation that doesn't quite understand this. What about the Beatles?
I like their music and the way they dress.
But all that was 51 years ago. 51 years from now, Kanye may well be forgotten or vaguely remembered as that guy who married that woman from a thing they used to call reality TV. Nick Watt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Very good point, Nick. GMA first thing in the morning, and David Muir is right back here tomorrow night. I'm Tom Yamas in New York. Have a great evening. Good night.
잘 보셨죠? 이제 뉴스 인덱스 시간인데요. 요즘 한창 인기를 얻고 있는
뉴스 인덱스
레포츠 시설에 안전사고가 발생해 경각심을 촉구하고 있습니다. 지금부터 자세히 살펴보도록 하겠습니다. 제목은 Zip Line Fall.
I think
Welcome back. A woman who fell from a zip line ride in Alabama is recovering in hospital tonight.
Studying in
Zip line이라고 해서
Britain
zip line
English.
혹은 활강줄이라고 하시면 되는데요. 양쪽으로 와이어를 설치를 해서 도르래를 이용해서 하늘을 활강하도록 만든 줄을 zip line이라고 합니다. 다시 소식 전해드리도록 하겠습니다. 한 여성이 집 라인 기구에서 떨어졌습니다. 알라바마에서였고요. 오늘 밤 병원에서 회복 중인데요.
Welcome back. A woman who fell from a zip line ride in Alabama is recovering in the hospital tonight.
가족 여행 중이었고 연휴 주말 동안이었죠. Zip lines are quickly becoming more and more
Zip lines are
popular for
quickly.
adrenaline junkies and even children. Junkie라고 하는 표현은 원래 마약 중독자라는 뜻인데요. 비유적으로 심취자라는 뜻으로 활용될 수 있습니다. 집 라인이 점차 인기가 많아지고 있습니다. 아드레날린에 심취해 있는 사람들, 즉 스릴을 좋아하는 사람들과 심지어 아이들에게 있어서도 말이죠. But how safe are they really? 하지만 이것들이 실질적으로 얼마나 안전할까요? Here is ABC's Clayton Sandel. ABC의 Clayton Sandel 기자를 연결해 보도록 하겠습니다. Before launching herself on this Alabama zip line on New Year's Eve, Tabitha Baker says she was worried something wasn't quite right. Then this. 이 알라바마 집 라인에서 출발을 하기 전에 그리고 그것은 새해 전야였고요.
Alabama zip line on New Year's Eve.
무엇인가가 제대로 되어 있지 않다는 걱정이 되었는데요. 그리고 난 이후에
Tabitha Baker says she was worried something.
She ended up with serious injuries.
injuries.
입게 되었는데요. It's not clear why she fell, but the zipline operators say there was nothing wrong with her harness.
It's not clear
harness라고 해서 안전벨트
why she fell, but the zipline operator says there was nothing wrong with her harness.
그녀의 안전띠에는 아무런 문제가 없었다고 하는데요. Zip lines are popping up across the country, both outdoor and inside shopping malls like
popping
this
up
one
across
in
the
Orlando,
country,
where
both
52-year-old
outdoor
Robert
and
Belvoir
inside shopping
fell
malls
to his death on Christmas
like
Eve.
this one in
집
Orlando.
라인이 이 저녁에 걸쳐서 불쑥 생겨나고 있습니다. 실외와 실내 쇼핑몰에서 말이죠. 이것과 같은 것이 있고 올랜도이죠. 이곳에서 52세의 로버트 벨보아 씨가 추락을 해서 사망을 했습니다. 크리스마스 이브였고요. His family is reportedly suing the owners who have expressed the deepest condolences and say we are cooperating with all investigations. condolence라고 해서 애도나 조의할 때 쓰는 편이기 때문에 그의 가족이 보도에 따르면 그 소유주를 고소를 했다고 합니다. 그리고 그 소유주들은 깊은 애도를 표했는데요. 그리고 이렇게 말하고 있습니다. 자신들이 모든 조사에 협동하고 있다라고 말이죠. In Las Vegas, a style zip line Friday, 50 feet up, left a tourist dangling. dangle이라고 해서 매달리다 쓰는 편이기 때문에 라스베가스에서는 집 라인이 금요일에 전쟁을 벌였습니다. 80피트 높이였고요. 한 관광객이 매달려 있도록 만들었는데요. 다음으로 한 목격자 말입니다. I don't know if he was praying or not, but I know I would have been. 저는 그가 기도를 했는지 어쨌는지는 모르겠지만 저라면 그렇게 했을 것입니다. When it comes to zip lines, there is no federal safety oversight. Standards vary from state to state.
When it comes to zip line, there is no federal safety oversight.
oversee라고 하는 동사의 명사라고 보시면 되겠네요. 집 라인에 대해서는요, 연방 안전 감독이 없습니다. 그리고 기준은 각 주마다 다양한데요. The industry is mostly self-regulated, and inspections are often conducted by insurance companies. Self-regulated라고 해서 자율 규제에 의할 때 쓰는 편이기 때문에 그 사람은 대개 자율 규제이고요. 점검은 종종 보험 회사들에 의해서 행해지고 있습니다. The zipline industry estimates there are more than 500 million rides every year, less than 1% resulting in an accident. zipline 산업의 추정에 따르면 5억 개 이상을 탈 것이 매년 있다고 합니다. 그리고 1% 미만이 사고를 초래하고 있다고 하는데요. Thomas Smith runs a Palisade Climb Adventure in West Nyack in New York. 토마스 스미스 씨가 팰라세이드 클라임 어드벤처를 운영하고 있습니다. 뉴욕의 웨스트 나이액에서 말이죠. His advice, make sure your harness feels tight. 그의 조언은요, 반드시 여러분들의 그 안전띠가 타이트하게 느껴지는지를 확인하라고 합니다. And before you take off, take your feet off the ground, put a weight on the harness to make sure it holds. 여기에서의 hold라고 하는 동사는 지탱하다는 뜻으로 이해하시면 되겠네요. 그리고 출발을 하기 전에 발을 지표면에서 떼시기 바랍니다. 체중을 안전띠에 실으시기 바라는데요. 그것이 지탱을 하는지를 확인하기 위해서죠. 마지막으로 토마스가 If you make sure that these three components of the harness is tight at all time, you will have a good time and a very safe time. component라고 해서 요소할 때 쓰는 편이기 때문에 만약에 그 안전띠의 이 세 가지 요소가 항상 타이트하다면 여러분들은 좋은 시간과 매우 안전한 시간을 보내실 수 있습니다. 마지막으로 클레이턴 샌델, ABC 뉴스 덴버라고 하면서 뉴스가 마무리되고 있습니다. 자, 다양한 표현 많이 도움되셨나요? 이제 저와 함께 뉴스 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Welcome back. A woman who fell from a zipline ride in Alabama is recovering in the hospital tonight. She fell nearly 30 feet during a family trip over the holiday weekend. Zip lines are quickly becoming more and more popular for adrenaline junkies and even children. But how safe are they really? Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
Before launching herself on this Alabama zip line on New Year's Eve, Tabitha Baker says she was worried something wasn't quite right. Then, this. She ended up with serious injuries. It's not clear why she fell, but the zipline operators say there was nothing wrong with her harness. What? Zip lines are popping up across the country, both outdoor and inside shopping malls, like this one in Orlando, where 52-year-old Robert Belvoir fell to his death on Christmas Eve. His family is reportedly suing the owners, who have expressed deepest condolences and say we are cooperating with all investigations.
In Las Vegas, a stuck zip line Friday, 80 feet up, left a tourist dangling.
I don't know if he was praying or what, but I know I would have been.
When it comes to zip lines, there is no federal safety oversight. Standards vary from state to state. The industry is mostly self-regulated, and inspections are often conducted by insurance companies. The zipline industry estimates there are more than 500 million rides every year, less than 1% resulting in an accident. Thomas Smith runs Palisade Climb Adventure in West Nyack, New York. His advice, make sure your harness feels tight, and before you take off, take your feet off the ground, putting weight on the harness to make sure it holds.
If you make sure that these three components of the harness is tight at all times, you'll have a good climb and a very safe climb.
Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
뉴스인덱스 정리자 되셨죠? 마지막으로 트렌치코트 시간인데요. 독일의 유대인 소녀로 나치가 네덜란드를 지배한 시기에 쓴 일기로 유명해진 안네 프랑크가 했던 말입니다. Whoever is happy will make others happy too. 행복한 사람은 누구나 다른 사람들도 행복하게 할 것이다 라는 뜻인데요. 행복 바이러스는 그만큼 전염성이 강해 다른 사람들에게도 긍정적인 에너지를 줄 수 있다는 말이었습니다. 오늘 준비한 소식은 여기까지입니다. 앞으로도 좋은 표현들 게시판에 많이 올려주시고요. 오늘 보신 뉴스는 이베스 홈페이지에서 다시 보실 수 있습니다. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
This is your listening comprehension program. So listen carefully and repeat it. Thank you.